Not all cannabis companies are able to cope with the COVID-19 crisis. New York's legalization efforts have hit a snag, and one company you all know is making big moves. It's Monday, March 30th, and this is your TRICHOMES Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the TRICHOMES.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First today, packaging firm KushCo has laid off employees due to impact from COVID-19. According to MJ Biz Daily, KushCo Holdings, a cannabis company specializing in ancillary products like packaging, said on Thursday it has laid off 49 employees this month as the California company's CEO noted that the COVID-19 pandemic creates ever-increasing uncertainty in the cannabis industry. The layoffs will save the company about $4 million. Since last September, the company has cut its workforce by about 50%, saving it roughly $12 million a year, according to a news release. The company also announced that it's making changes to its leadership team and will focus on serving larger companies and multi-state operators rather than smaller clients. In addition to the layoffs and shift in focus, CEO Nick Kovacevic said in a statement that KushCo's actions are intended to significantly reduce our overhead and include downsizing the company's warehouse footprint and reducing inventory.
Not only is COVID-19 affecting employment for the cannabis industry, it's affecting legislation too. Despite some experts suggesting cannabis can help solve state budget problems, Ganjapreneur reports that as New York lawmakers deal with the fallout from the coronavirus pandemic, it appears cannabis legalization is off the table for this session. According to a Times Union report, during a coronavirus briefing yesterday, Governor Andrew Cuomo said the state would likely only be able to pass a bare-bones budget as it's been the state hardest hit by the pandemic. While Cuomo said in a press conference on just Wednesday that he would like to include legalization in the budget, State Senator Liz Krueger, the Senate sponsor of the legalization measure, said the governor's staff essentially took marijuana off the table weeks ago. While it is important that we end marijuana prohibition as soon as possible, it is also important that it be done the right way. If that cannot be achieved in the midst of a public health crisis, then we will all be better off waiting. There is no reason we cannot negotiate and pass a nation-leading legalization model when the crisis is over, Krueger said in a statement to the Times Union. But not all agree. Assembly Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes told Spectrum News on Thursday that cannabis legalization and other bills that would positively impact disenfranchised communities should be passed during the session because the state faces a probable recession as it uses its resources to combat the public health crisis associated with the coronavirus. Last week, the cannabis bill was amended to include the personal cultivation of up to 6 plants. According to Peoples-Stokes, staffers and legislative leaders are still holding meetings to determine what should be included in the state's bare-bones budget.
In more uplifting news, a new science board has been created to further cannabinoid and genomics research. Canna Health Inc., a research and development biotechnology company specializing in the endocannabinoid DNA testing and precision cannabinoid formulations, announced the formulation of a scientific board to drive investment into more clinical trials and research. The science board will also formalize the process Canna currently employs for vetting endocannabinoid, cannabinoid, and genomics research to produce the Endo-Decoded Consumer Report and endocompatibility product matching. We're excited to announce the next phase in our pursuit toward validated scientific research. The expansion of our scientific board will put us in the optimal position to add significant value to new and ongoing research initiatives in genomics and endocannabinoid science, said Len May, CEO and co-founder of Canna Health. We will continue to look for top researchers and highly respected contributors to endocannabinoid science and phytomedicine industries to join our board. The Canna Health Science Board will look into the integral role of plant medicine in modern therapeutics as they pertain to genomics, while also evaluating and recommending current and future research in cannabinoids and phytomedicine that Canna Health should be involved with. We will continue to invest in credible cannabinoid science and research under the guidance of our science board, said May. Ideally, the team will help us initiate research that investigates the link between genotypes, cannabinoids, and personalized endocompatibility.
High Times has announced the acquisition of Humboldt Heritage Inc. The parent company of High Times announced a major expansion into the cannabis growing and processing industry on Friday. It has begun the process to acquire California-based cannabis holding company Humboldt Heritage Inc. and its subsidiaries Humboldt Sun Growers Guild and Grateful 8 LLC. High Times Holding Corporation said it had inked a letter of intent to acquire Humboldt, which will give it cannabis growing, processing, and product manufacturing capabilities direct from the most coveted cannabis community in the world, Humboldt County. High Times' mission is to connect consumers to cannabis, not only the best access and experience, but by making the best products available to our consumers across the country and eventually the world, Adam Levin, High Times Holdings executive chairman, said in a statement. This addition adds 200 plus of the best cannabis producing farms in the world, and the rest of the capabilities will need to grow into the future as a larger High Times family. Barry Naction, CEO of Humboldt Heritage Inc., said in a statement on Friday that the acquisition allows our cultivators and their artisan brands unprecedented exposure to consumers as High Times reaches millions of people all over the world.
And that was today's Morning Buzz. Come see what industry professionals are saying and join the conversation with the cannabis community at TRICHOMES.com.
And be sure to keep up with us on all social media platforms, subscribe to our podcast, and the TRICHOMES YouTube channel for daily content. My name is Allison Ben-Yehuda.
And my name is David Fortin. Take care.